Hello.
Hey, Vsauce! Massive Legend here. But where is here, and whose mass is it?
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the 7th installment in the WandaVision review series. Technically, it's the 6th because the first two were combined, but fuck it. Who cares? I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you're happy and healthy. I am. I'm actually not. I'm very tired and my voice is going away, as you might be able to tell. So bear with me in this video. It's gonna be a little rough. And speaking of rough, guys, I don't know about these episode reviews anymore. This shit's starting to get to me, man. Like, at this point, I feel like we've just been getting 10% further down the story every episode. And so now when I come back to do these episode reviews, I'm like, I don't even know what I'm going to talk about, because there's really nothing to talk about other than speculation, or just like more speculation, more theorizing, more shit like that. So there were a few things, maybe 3 things that happened in this episode that I'm like, okay, I guess we'll talk about that. But I do have to start it with just giving you my overall thoughts, which was that this might have been my least favorite episode. Maybe not as much as episode 4, but that might be my second least favorite episode. I thought it was fine. I thought the Office riff in the intro was cool. The Modern Family shtick kind of got old for me, but maybe that's because Modern Family's shtick just got old for me as well, like the actual show. So I'm not going to hold WandaVision to accountable for that. I don't think that's its fault. But also another layer to that is I think I'm just kind of getting over the show element of the show. You feel me? You know what I mean? I think at this point I'm ready for the story. I'm ready for the progression of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I'm tired of the I Love Lucy with the Dick Van Dyke Show, with the Brady Bunch, with the Malcolm in the Middle, with all that. Even though I really liked it, it's just finally at that point now where I'm like, dude, let's get going. Because now, I gotta be honest, I'm scared. Guys, we got 2 episodes left. We don't know for sure. We're hearing that there's 9 episodes, so that means 2. And we're on episode 7, so we got 8, 9. Maybe next week's is the finale. I don't think so. And then there's the supposed or maybe secret episode. Who knows what that's gonna be about. But like, there is a lot of weight and a lot of pressure on these last 2 episodes to just neatly tie everything up. That is, I think, a lot of unnecessary pressure. I'm kind of looking forward to see how they do it. If they are finally an hour long, like the show should have been this entire time, in my opinion, then actually that we have like a movie's worth of content ahead of us, and that's more than enough time for them to wrap it up and blow our socks off. So again, it's Marvel, it's Kevin Feige. I have utter faith in them and that team to bring this all home and to give us the best story that they could possibly give us. All I'm trying to say is at this current moment, I'm starting to lose that hype a little bit. I kind of feel like we're gonna get there. Marvel, I got like 5,000 on you right now. Don't blow this shit, man. But again, I give them the benefit of the doubt. It's Marvel. I'm just saying there's a lot of pressure on these last 2 episodes. And with this episode itself, other than just the comedy or the shtick, I feel like the only thing this episode gave us is Monica Rambeau becoming Photon, which I did not think was going to happen in this show. I thought that was going to be maybe Captain Marvel 2, maybe Doctor Strange 2, I don't know, something further down the road. But no, we're at Photon. I think she's literally Photon now. She just hasn't discovered all of her powers. And then Agnes, who saw this shit coming, being Agatha Harkness, and kind of that whole funny intro song of hers at the end. So those are really the 2 things. I mean, what's Vision doing this whole episode? He's just on a road trip with Darcy when he should just fly, and I don't know why he doesn't. Does it make for funny comical moments? And Darcy explains to Vision how he dies and stuff, and like, yeah, there's very funny moments in that. And I Vision and Darcy is again another team up in the show I didn't know I needed. But that worked out fine. It just felt sluggish. It just felt sluggish. So before I dive too deep into the Agnes thing, which I don't really know how deep I can go at all, but I want to talk about the Monica thing first. So obviously we see her meet up with what some people are saying is the aerospace engineer, was that woman. I'm not sure if she's in any other MCU movie before or if she holds some sort of significance, but I didn't recognize her. And I also don't think that's the aerospace engineer. And on top of that, the actress that plays Monica Rambeau even came out, and I'm pretty sure what she said was something along the lines of whoever it is that is the aerospace engineer is going to be some sort of big reveal for the fans, and that we haven't seen that person yet. So maybe she thought that that person was going to be a big reveal, but I mean, this is Marvel, so I'm assuming she knows how high that hype bar is. So I'm still holding out for that aerospace engineer. Is it Reed Richards? If John Krasinski comes out as Reed Richards as the aerospace engineer in WandaVision, yeah, no, that blows the top off. That blew the top off. I took the top off. We see Monica try to go into the hex, and then she ends up just going in with her body, and we hear all those voices in her head and everything. I gotta say, while she's going through the hex, I thought that the CGI looked horrific. I thought it looked fucking terrible, like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. bad. And then they gave her the glowing blue eyes, which is just, superhero trope. How do you know someone has superpowers? You make their eyes glow. Now they have superpowers. I even thought that kind of looked a little corny, but we hear the voices of like her mom, Captain Marvel maybe, and then we for sure hear Nick Fury. And if you turn the subtitles on, I forget what they say, so I'm not going to try and quote it, but they say some pretty cool stuff about her going to space, or like, I think something about trying to be like her Auntie Carol, shit like that. So there's little cool tidbits that you could go back and rewatch in that portal entrance scene. But then when she's in the hex, she's like full on photon now. She has her like light energy vision. I forget what it's called in the comics. Again, I'm letting you down. Nerds assemble and let me know in the comments. But she has her like photon vision, photo vision, what I'll call it. But then she goes up to Wanda. Wanda's pissed that she's back in the reality. Her and Wanda almost are duking it out in the street, and everybody freezes, acting like they don't see anything, or maybe because Wanda freezes them. And then Wanda like goes to slam her on the ground, and Photon does the superhero landing right back on some Deadpool shit. And we get to see more of her photon powers activate when shit stops her from slamming onto the ground, which also, Jesus, Wanda, somebody needs to slap the shit out of her. This person is getting too much of a god complex, and to just go and openly attack this person that has done nothing but given you the benefit of the doubt and is trying to help you and warn you about this director douchebag from S.W.O.R.D. Someone needs to slap the shit out of Wanda, all right? And I really want Monica to be the one to do it. But then Agnes comes and swoops in and stops anything else from happening. And I think it's because Monica was just about to get to Wanda, or was about to maybe make some sense out of it. And Wanda was starting to listen. So Agnes was like, can't have any of that. Hey, let's go over to my house. You should get the fuck out of here. And then when they get to Agnes's house, that's when the only real like boom moment of the whole show happens. And that's, the kids are gone. People think they turned them into sandwiches, or maybe they turned into the people in the show, or that it was the bug on the wall. None of that is true. The bug on the wall is a specific type of bug. I forget what it's called, but it's some sort of beetle. It's a beetle that's commonly associated with magic. Again, nerds assemble. Let me know in the comments down below. But anyways, Wanda goes into the basement, and we finally get to see the most picture-perfect evil lair that you could ever possibly imagine. And she finally comes out and admits herself. She steps out of the closet, and she goes, "That's it. I'm saying it. I'm Agatha Harkness." And everyone in collective unison went, "We know." I got to admit, to the average viewer, I got into a little debate with this with my friends. Agnes or Agatha having magic powers is a giant reveal to anyone that doesn't know the comics or doesn't know who Agatha Harkness is or any of that kind of stuff. I get that. To the average viewer, Agnes being behind it with powers is probably a huge reveal. But I feel like everyone, even my mom watching the show, knew that Agnes was like the villain or was a part of this somehow. I mean, from the first fucking episode, we were all talking about how Agnes was probably the villain. Oh, the neighbor's probably the villain. You saw a bunch of comments, a bunch of people, everyone on Twitter, everyone's talking about it. I think even the common viewer, even my mom, was like, Agnes is the villain. Agnes has something to do with this. So that leads me to believe, or it leads me to just desperately hope, that there is another twist, that there is a third party, someone else. I mean, I guess Agnes or Agatha is that third party, but if that really is the twist, and if episode 8 this next week is a flashback episode, which I kind of think it's going to be to explain Agatha and how she plays a part in all this, if episode 8's a flashback episode and episode 9 is the only real finale, we're two episodes from it. I mean, even if episode 8 isn't a flashback, we're running out of time to introduce some other big bad. Or is Agnes the big bad for this show, and her husband Ralph is Mephisto, which would be cast as Mark Hamill, which would be fucking crazy, because that would be a Luke Skywalker level cameo if it was Luke Skywalker himself. I'm just saying, total sidebar. Imagine if that cameo that she's been talking about is Mark Hamill cast as Mephisto. Dude. Perfect. But so if that's the approach that they're going with, is that Agnes is the villain of WandaVision and that it sets up Mephisto to be the big bad of Doctor Strange 2, maybe I could see that. Like I said just a few minutes ago, guys, there's a lot of pressure on these last 2 episodes, and I just kind of feel like this episode dropped the ball, only because of the sitcom element. Like, I'm over it. Let's ditch it. Let's start getting to the actual story. I think that shtick is kind of finally worn off, and I want to see how this is furthering the MCU. I mean, this is supposed to tie into Spider-Man 3 and Doctor Strange 2, so start showing me how the fuck it's gonna do that. Because right now, I'm nervous, man. I'm really nervous. Like, is it an entertaining show? Yeah. But if it ends up being to where episode 8 is a flashback and then episode 9 is the real finale and gives us all the answers and sets up the next movies, then if somebody asks me how WandaVision is, I'm literally going to tell them, skip the whole fucking show and watch the finale. Like, why would I tell anybody to watch episode 7 or 1 through 8 if it's just all kind of entertainment shitcom, if all they want is the story to understand the next story in the timeline of the MCU, then just watch the finale and you're good. Just watch the finale. Because it sounds like that might be how we go. But also, I could be dead wrong on all of this, and I hope that I am. Genuinely, I really do. It would make me happy. It would make me so happy to be wrong. Right now, I'm just genuinely nervous, and I hope that they bring it home. I hope they give us good answers, and I hope there's another twist. I really hope that the whole Agatha moment wasn't like the big nuke in their minds that was going to just blow everyone up, because I just feel like everyone from the get-go knew that that character was attached to this story in a very important way like this. So, yes, I'm hoping and assuming that there's something else coming, but it's getting risky. But that's gonna do it, guys. I just wanted to share with you my quick thoughts on the episode. Be sure to let me know what you think down below. We will talk about this again with episode 8. Gave it a couple of days for me to sit on this, really think about what I had to say or how the episode hit me. So I hope you don't hate me too much, or maybe you agree with me wholeheartedly. I don't know. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button down below. Leave a like on the video. It really helps me out, and now I've fully just turned into the guy that's asking for that on every video. But I love you guys. Thanks for watching the video, and I will see you very soon.